Minana Evos. Can Smart Omega collect and get this one going for the series?
Minana Evos, one more win away from flexing. This time they really want to flex and recover from a devastating loss against Onyx.
And what I really like for Minana Evos is that they already have a system. You know, Spider-Mouse just leading the squad, and at the same time, even Lord JMAR. So we will see him this time around using that Edith. So we will expect those setups. Oh wait,
What happened?
was that a flicker?
Yeah, he's being very aggressive.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
during
sometimes.
During brawl, because I don't want to walk.
Well, this is far from the brawl.
Yep. Anyway, prior setup play, probably for a Smart Omega, the flicker will be already cooled down. But yeah, looking at the emblem, it's really more on the movement speed here for both our mid lanes.
A whole lot of speed.
A whole lot of speed. We have the Wilderness for a Lancey AR and even a Spider-Mouse AR, which, by the way, is compensated by the movement from the healing of Etomax Hero.
The thing, too, about it, you know, early on, now, once again, yes, Ryota likes to play this Ruby and everything else, but we really, before, we saw so much of the roam position, right? Now, I get that you get a lot of CC with this hero pick. Hold on, though. He's going to break it out.
Lancey AR is the target for Omega.
Oh!
And now this time, Kelra, this is the adjustment that they want. Kelra needs to be involved more in the early game, and right now, he's doing it with his Harith pick.
And part of the adjustment, Ingan and Naisu for a Smart Omega is to speed things up. Let's not forget that even for the Holy Healing and even the skill here for the Minotaur, it adds movement speed for their teammates. And Minana Evos, they need to really look forward on that. But we could see IMU Lancey AR with that Mino 1 series, which we have been mentioning earlier during the draft.
Whole lot of mobility, whole lot of sustain from Smart Omega right now. For the first turtle, is going to be fighting it out. Kaizen pretty much setting up. Not sure if, yeah, it doesn't even look like it. Smart Omega's like, you know what? We don't need it. Give it up. Give up that first turtle. We might as well keep farming up. Again, it is a big factor, too, that first blood went in the hands of Kelra. We have seen him, like I said, play this Harith before in the jungle, and it was relatively well. Now they're looking for more.
Now I'm offended. Bless the Holy Baptism on to Kaizen. Kaizen Mortal Coil out. Another initiation avoided by Minana Evos.
Now this is where the burst damage that we've been mentioning goes. So there's no secure kill from Omega, although there was a nice setup from them. So they really need Kelra to be part of the initial team fights early to mid game, then have Jome be part of the team fight on the latter part. So speaking of Jome, he already has the cost for this game, and Lord JMAR is just taking his time. There's a different type of hero as compared to Kalin, but Minana Evos, they're not being intimidated as well by the rotation of Smart Omega.
Yeah, I like the fact, too. Once again, in the hands of Lord JM is a hero much like the Khalid, where he can just initiate fights, whether that's with the flicker or not, the onward and everything else, Earth Shatter, the way it works, he's going to be the man to do it, right? On top of that, if Lancey AR keeps taking, let's just say it's the Minoan Fury from Chaknu, then they have another layer of that CC that they can deal with, plus, again, the mobility that they have. My biggest thing with this lineup for Minana is the Claude. It takes basically a substantial amount of time to build up to where you need to be at, let's say, 3-4 items to be able to actually utilize that Blazing Duet the best you can, or just whittle these heroes down from Smart Omega. And with that being said, you have to deal with their own kind of sustainability, right? Because they have the Rafaela, because they have mobility with it, and then, of course, Kelra with the Zaman Force. So it's really just kind of at the whims of who can out-sustain who and who can deal with that sustainability in those shields faster than the other team, really. Because one thing's for sure, Jome on this Bruno is going to scale and hit a lot harder before Domeng does.
Oh, Ryota on to Kaizen. But look at Lord JM with the Earth Shatter of his own. And now the first one down is Etomax, but still, Minana Evos, Kaizen gets the turtle away from Omega. Kelra in trouble. Lancey, Spider-Mouse goes in for the kill. That's a 4-man down for Omega.
Oh wow, Minana Evos just ready for blood during that moment. And all I gotta say, it was a really nice setup from Lord JMAR. We said earlier that this is a type of hero that actually waits for the perfect timing, and that was the perfect timing. for Lord JMAR. Actually, that was a knock-up against 2-3 players of Smart Omega. And Smart Omega wasn't just ready for that type of initiation. And during that moment, the clapback of KSNAR was there. Even the damage from a Lance AR is there as well. As to why there is not much of a lead in terms of the gold lane because there are objectives that are shared globally by the Markman or by Doming AR.
And it's crazy to think, again, you know, both gold laners not part of that fight, and Minana just swept the floor of Smart Omega in that fight. You know, they got multiple members down, and it was really a struggle for them. Now they've garnered themselves this momentum, this basically being in the driver's seat of this. So now Smart Omega is going to have to look for wins across the map if they can find them, right? But still, quite the performance there with that turtle take, garnering this lead. They should be able to get this turret, but look at this, Kaizen making his way.
Oh,
Okay.
Kaizen, the backline, uses the retribution on the Chaknu, but Chaknu was able to use Domino and Fury, and now he's going to go down. Joe, Etomax with Holy Baptism, but it's not going to be enough. Minana Evos continuing to extend their lead.
What a very, very nice backup there from Minana Evos. I thought Omega was actually be able to secure that turret at the top lane, but because of the sustained initiation again from both Lord JMAR and Kaizen AR was really on point, Smart Omega, it's detrimental because it was Jom that was actually the casualty of the team fight. Now a 3.7 or no, 3.8k gold lead for Omega. They need to contest this turtle. They need to initiate as soon as possible.
First Shatter was still casted. And now Spider Miles circling Eagle. They're really avoiding the initiations coming in from Omega. And now Ryota is the target. Ryota with a flicker out. And Minana Evos once again a clean turtle take.
What you're seeing here, and even what happened before this turtle take, is that, right? Lord Jam's so confident. Minana Evos is so confident here that they can deal with anything that's being thrown at them.
Yep.
I mean, even given all the effort that Smart Omega put on the top side, they didn't even get the turret. It's a feels bad man situation, you know, to be in when you do that much. And at this point, again, you give up the 3 turtles. You can't contest them at all. And so what does this speak for the Lords that are going to be coming? Now you're almost 6k gold behind here.
It's huge.
It's really dire. It's a dire situation for Smart Omega to be in because you're not really seeing any of these follow-ups come through, which you kind of expected with having this kind of lineup, right? There's a reason why you have the Ruby there to find those pulls, the I'm Offendeds or any of the CC available, paired up with Chaknu on the with the Minoan Fury, with this Minotaur. And that's what we were saying even before we went into the game here, Chantel, is this is what they needed, but unfortunately, we're not seeing them execute this lineup very well.
Yep, and even with the Flask of Oasis, the sustain is just not sufficient for Smart Omega because there's a time we're in. There was a nice setup play from Ryota, but because of the damage per second that Minana Evos can do, they just can't secure a kill. And even Lord JM with the Earth Shatter, because of the Earth Shatter, the supposedly setup play from Omega was literally stuck. Although, what is this? Is this a new K?
Oh no.
Kaizen saw 5 members of Omega. Spider Miles, I'm Offended from Ryota, expended. And now Minana Evos, like what Naisu said, they're able to take whatever Omega is giving them. And I do like to point out that Ryota was able to cast his I'm Offended a while ago in the second turtle take. It was just that the Earth Shatter was still still casted. That's why Minana Evos, they were still able to re-engage.
Okay. Big question here, Chantel. Does Smart Omega actually want to contest this Lord? Do they want to fight this being 7,000 gold behind? It looks like they do. Maybe.
They will, but the good thing is that Kelda could actually penetrate and contest though.
Lord JM right now on to Ryota. Ryota is now down. And the question to Naisu, the answer to Naisu's question is that they shouldn't have contested this Lord.
I mean, I think for Omega during that time, they think that they could because there is the heal from Motivation Lore from Chaknu and even the Holy Blessing from Edomax, and even Kelda could actually dive in. But again, there's so much damage to sustain.
Yeah.
They can't even sustain a single hit from anyone from Minana Evos. Even a clearing of minion wave isn't there, but yep, the Lord will march in at the bottom lane. Minana Evos at 9k gold lead.
Eagle.
There we go.
On to 5
Wow.
members.
Wow.
5 members. Airborne for the whole Omega squad. And now the Lord marching in. The middle lane
Oh!
turret, will they be able to sustain it? Now Jome continuing to free hit the front line of Minana Evos, but Omega's turret in the middle lane is now gone.
Massive lead here for Minana Evos. 10,000 gold ahead. They're taking the discipline round as well. They're playing this perfectly here. Looking to sweep Smart Omega. Get those 3 points for the standings they're after. Let's take a look quickly at the items here, Chantel.
Okay, so even for the supposed tanky heroes of Omega, there's not enough tanky items. So it might be difficult for them. Even for the Bruno, it's just the Ascals and even the Berserker's Fury as compared to 4 core items of Domeng AR. So that alone, even for the damage output that Kaizen AR, which by the way is at 403 perfect KDA for this game, is really on point. So even the orange buff cannot be contested right now by Smart Omega.
Yeah, I think they're just, again, Minana Evos, they're playing like they have a 10K lead because they should, right? That's basically what's happening here. They're going to wait probably for this next Lord, or if Smart Omega decides to press the situation and have an initiation, which I hope they don't, because they would it would be a landslide fight, right?
Yep.
They would definitely just get destroyed. So they need to buy more time. My biggest thing is, again, you saw it from the gold breakdown. How much gold has been earned here. Jome is far away from where he needs to be on this Bruno, because you saw it too as he's, throwing those balls out. It does not hurt. And we're so used to seeing just the damage from Bruno.
From Bruno, that could actually shred an HP bar, right? So again, the damage per second that Minana Evos has versus the sustain that Omega has, and the damage either way, vice versa. I mean, it's not sufficient yet for Omega. Even the Impure Rage or the passing gear of Impure Rage isn't that effective for Itomax because it scales with the level, right? Itomax is still at level 11, so the full potential of the sustain supposedly type of lineup for Omega is not yet there. So Minana Evos, this lead, they need to capitalize on this.
Again, I think Smart Omega just goes ahead, gives this one up, somehow come through with a miraculous defense. They're all going to be too late if they initiate into this, as they are. Oh, Ryota still going to press it.
Oh, I'm Offended was already used up, and now Omega wants to go for the counter attack, but Lancey AR is just too much for them to handle.
Wow.
Look at the bodies of Omega slowly falling down. 3 members are now down. It's Jome, the next target for Minana Evos, and Ryota is left alone to defend for themselves. Minana Evos starting to flex their muscles as they take Omega